Okay, so to do the homework, you have to buy a notebook. You can buy any size you want, and you're going to specify that there's a front page portion of the notebook, and then we flip it over and turn it upside down to access the back page section. Now the back page section will be where we do our exercises. We write them up from the back of the textbook. Okay, but the front page portion is where we write up our videos and paste in our lecture notes. Now, if you are doing the extra credit, first you want to leave the first few pages blank so that you can do the table of content. You do not need to have blank pages if you're not doing the extra credit. Next thing you want to do is open the Canvas website to the lecture outline notes. So on our Canvas website, just scroll down to the portfolio link, click on that, and it will open this page. Then on the portfolio page, scroll at the top to the lecture outline notes, and you will get the list of all the notes. Now let's move down to the section I'm going to demonstrate, section 2.1. This section says the first thing we need to do in our front pages of our notebooks is to insert note number 62 and lecture note number 63. So how do we do that? Where do we find that? That was in the notes that we opened, which look like this. Scroll around till you find the note numbers. Now ignore the section numbers. They don't coincide with what the portfolio says. What coincides are the note numbers. So we're going to print out this page to view note 62 and 63 if we're doing the extra credit. If we're not doing the extra credit, we just read it. We print it out only if we're doing the extra credit. So in your textbook, you will open it to section 2.1 and you will read the entire section. After you've completed that, you go back to the front page section of your notebook. Since we've already read section 2.1, we're ready to work on the front page section of the notebook. Now the portfolio said the first thing we were supposed to do for 2.1 is to insert notes, lecture notes 62 and 63. Now you insert them only if you're doing the extra credit. If you're not, then you don't do any of the yellow highlighted material that I'm presenting here. You do everything else. So section 2.1, go ahead and write that out. Then you're going to insert note number 62 and note number 63 because you printed them out, you cut, and you pasted them into the notebook. All right, so that's only done, I outline it in yellow because it's only done by the people who are doing the extra credit. Now everybody moves on to the next item we do, and that is the videos. What videos are those? Those are found back on the Canvas portfolio page. Here on the portfolio page, we've already taken care of read or printed and pasted notes 62 and 63, so we'll now open up video example 63A. Now let it load. I'll mute it for now. Listen to it all the way to the end and make sure that you copy it just as if you were sitting in class taking lecture notes. Whoops. So you copy it into the front page section of the notebook. And you do the same thing for the next item, another video. Open that up, listen to it all the way to the end, and write it up in the notebook front pages. No photocopying and printing out the videos. You have to do those by hand, everybody. So I viewed the video 63A, I hand copied every word, and then I go to the next page, which is the back, and I did the next video I was instructed to do, 63B. I wrote out the entire video, and then the portfolio page told me next to go note number 71. If I am not doing the extra credit, I just read note number 71 on the list of notes. If I am doing the extra credit, I print it out and paste it into my notebook, note number 71, or I hand copy it into the notebook. So the yellow notes that are listed here on both pages, everywhere on the front page section, those are only done by the people who are doing the extra credit. The videos are done by everyone. And the page numbers down at the bottom of each of the pages on the front page section are only done by the persons who are doing the extra credit. Where do we go from there? Well, if you are doing the extra credit, you go to the very front page section, the first page where you have your table of content, and you write the material, only the notes. Only the notes go on the table of contents. So I already have note 62. I already have note 63. I just did a new note. I did note 71. The title of that note was Equation is a Function. So I put note 71. I put the title, Equation is a Function. I put the page number where that note is found. That was page 13. Now, you don't necessarily have to highlight it. I'm doing that in the video to emphasize to you that these are the items that you only have to do if you are doing the extra credit portion. Now we're going to discuss how to do the back page portion of your notebook. And this is something that everybody does, not just the extra credit people. Everybody does everything for the back page portion. Open up your Canvas page, go to the portfolio. We're working on section 2.1. We pasted in the notes. We hand wrote the videos. And we got all the way to the end of this section. And look, there's homework. There's online homework, which you will do online, but there's textbook homework. That's what's done on the back pages of the notebook. You see how the section number is listed here, and all the problem numbers are listed here. We are going to copy that list on the back page section of our notebook. So we're going to turn our notebooks upside down and go to the back pages to write up the exercises from the textbook. Let me go to section 2.1 that I'm demonstrating here. I wrote the section number 2.1. I listed all the exercises as they were listed on the portfolio page. Now I start to do the first question, number 27. Write out the entire question. This is very important. Now, after you write out the entire question, do the solutions. I recommend you do it in pencil, so if you make an error, you can erase it, go get some help, come back and write it up again. Okay, now after you're finished, check the answers in the back of the textbook. If they are correct and you showed all of your work, give yourself a check mark to give yourself 1 point credit for that problem. Then go to the next problem on the list. Write out the entire question, work out the solution, box your answers. Always box your answers, and check the back of the book to make sure your answer matches. And continue that way throughout the entire section. Now, we write on both sides. I didn't write all the problems because I wanted to get down to the point where we did the last problem. Write out the question, write out the solutions, box your answer, check your answer, make sure it's good, give yourself a point. At the end of each week, at the end of the last problem for that week, you will write at the bottom your total grade. That will be a fraction, the total number you did correctly, which in this case I did 100 correctly, over the total number assigned, 111. Now, we don't usually have that many. I just wanted to shock you. But anyway, and next to that, you put your name and you put the date that this is due and your name. And you'll be turning that in at the beginning of each of your exams.